In this tutorial, we will be getting started with QTOs. QTO stands for Quantity Takeoff, and the idea is that we're going to take off the information from a set of plans, blueprints, prints, and then put them into our spreadsheet. So I think today we'll do an easy one. We'll do floor registers. So this is part of our HVAC system. So let me bring over some plans. These registers are where the hot and cold air will come out from our furnace. Now these lines show the duct sizing. It doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly how those duct lines are run, but what it does show is where those registers are located. And in this simple example, all of the registers for this small house are the size 4 inches by 10 inches. So 4 inches wide, 10 inches long. So let me go back to this one. So I am going to put some information in here. So floor register, 4 inches by 10 inches. And I typically like to have a lot of description. I try to think of it as a shopping list. So if I were to send a worker or myself, I go to the store and I purchase these things, I know exactly what I'm looking for. So the first one is our quantity takeoff. So let me bring the plans back over. And in this exercise, all we're going to do is count. So here's my furnace. Let's start right here in the bathroom. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Sometimes this is a little bit easier on paper because you can mark it with a highlighter or checkbox. For the video, we'll just go ahead and use the cursor. So we have 10. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to input 10. Now the reason I have 0 in my purchase quantity is because I already have my roundup command, which is actually another video, so that when I include a waste factor, it rounds up to the next full unit. As far as the waste factor goes, I shouldn't have one. It should be 0 for this item, right? I don't have a partial one. I need full units, so I have 10. So I'm going to put 0 as my waste factor. And then why don't we go ahead and do this? Let's go to a supplier, and why don't we just go to Lowe's? So there's Lowe's, and I've already done a search for that. So floor registers 4 by 10. I can type that in again. And it's going to give me all kinds of options. So what I would probably do at this point is look through my specifications, what color carpet or flooring would be going in. I think I want something, let's go something a darker color, maybe in a brown. So if I go, let's do this one. And again, this really is going to depend on what the architect has called for or the client. So let me select this one, get a little bit of information. So it's a reliabelt. So then I can use this information to populate some additional columns here. So my vendor is Lowe's. That's where I'm going to buy it. And this is a reliabelt. And if I go back real quick, I've got a model number. So I'm going to grab that model number. I'm going to go back here and paste that in. So that way, I know that when I go, in this instance, I'm going to buy floor registers. I'm going to go to Lowe's. It is a reliabelt. There's the model number. Maybe I put in a little bit more information over here. Maybe I put in brown, so I have a basic idea of what I'm looking for. And what I could do at this point is I could put in my material cost. So if I go back to Lowe's, it is $12.98. So let me select here. So $12.98. And I want to make sure that that's dollars. And my material, I need to put a formula in there real quick. So my material, my total material cost is the unit cost, or how much they cost each, times how many I'm going to be purchasing. So in this case, let's do an equals. That starts our formula. So I'm going to do this cell times this cell and hit enter. And so for the purchase of the floor registers for this project, so for these 10 registers, those brown reliabilts, at current prices at $12.98, I'm going to spend just about $130. So that's how we can get started using QTOs. Real simple, just start counting items.